Are you tired of squinting at distant wonders, wishing you could see them up close without spending a fortune? What if I told you the perfect pair of budget binoculars is on this list, waiting to be discovered? That's why I've spent weeks personally testing 7 of the most popular and highly rated budget binoculars on Amazon. We'll be counting them down from number 7 all the way to our number 1 pick. We're going to look at everything from optical clarity and build quality to how they feel in your hands during a long day of birdwatching or hiking. Number 7. Aurosports 10 by 25 folding binoculars. When I first got these in my hands, their biggest selling point was immediately obvious: their size. These things are incredibly compact and lightweight, easily fitting into a jacket pocket or a small pouch in a backpack. For someone who values portability, whether for a spontaneous hike, a concert, or a sporting event, the appeal is undeniable. The folding design is quite practical, and they feel like the kind of gear you can bring along without a second thought, which is a huge plus for casual users. Setting them up is straightforward. The focusing knob is centrally located and moves smoothly enough to get a reasonably sharp image without much fuss. During my testing, I took them to a local park to do some daytime birdwatching. The 10x magnification is quite decent for a model this small, allowing you to get a closer look at distant objects. The field of view is also surprisingly wide, which helps when you're trying to track a moving bird or scan a landscape. For bright, sunny conditions, the image they produce is acceptable and certainly a big step up from using no binoculars at all. They bring the world closer, and for many, that's the primary goal. However, as I spent more time with the Aurosports binoculars, some of their limitations started to surface, which is why they've landed at the bottom of our list. The main drawback became apparent as the sun started to set. In low-light conditions, the performance drops off significantly. 6. Hontry 10 by 25 compact binoculars. On the surface, these share a lot of similarities with the Aurosports model we just looked at. They're another 10 by 25 compact design, making them highly portable and convenient for travel, concerts, or sporting events. When I unboxed them, I was immediately struck by the fact that they felt a bit more substantial than the Aurosports. The rubber armor feels slightly thicker, and the overall construction seems a step up in terms of ruggedness, giving me a little more confidence in their ability to withstand the rigors of outdoor use. In terms of optical performance, the Hontry binoculars deliver a reasonably clear and vivid image in good lighting conditions. The manufacturer boasts multi-coated optics, and in my testing, this did seem to contribute to better light transmission and image quality compared to some of the absolute cheapest models on the market. I spent an afternoon watching a local soccer game from the upper stands, and they performed admirably. I could follow the action across the field, and the 10x magnification was powerful enough to make out jersey numbers and player expressions. The focusing was smooth, and I didn't have to constantly readjust to keep the action sharp. However, the Hontry binoculars are not without their faults, which keeps them in the lower half of our ranking. Like the Aurosports, these are a 10 by 25 configuration, which creates a very small exit pupil of 2.5 millimeters. Number 5. Occer 12 by 25 compact binoculars. I have to admit, this pair surprised me. For a compact model in this price range, the optical performance is genuinely impressive, and it's the first on our list that made me feel like I was getting a truly excellent deal. The standout feature here is the use of BAK-4 prism glass, which is generally superior to the BK7 glass found in many cheaper binoculars. In practice, this translated to a brighter, clearer, and more colorful image than I was expecting. During my testing, I took the Occer binoculars on a coastal walk to look for seabirds and seals. The 12x magnification provides a bit more reach than the previous models, and the clarity was striking for such a small device. The images were pleasingly sharp across most of the view, and colors appeared vibrant and true to life. The manufacturer claims they are waterproof, and while I wasn't brave enough to fully submerge them, they felt well sealed and handled some light sea spray without any issues, which adds a layer of confidence for outdoor adventures. The 15mm eye relief is also a welcome feature, making them more comfortable to use for extended periods than many other compacts. However, despite the surprisingly good optics, the Occer binoculars have a few quirks that keep them from the top spots. The most significant issue I encountered was a consistent, slightly cross-eyed feeling after using them for more than a few minutes at a time. 4. Adorrgon 12x42 HD binoculars. This pair marks a shift in our list from compact models to full-size binoculars, and with that comes a different set of expectations. The 42mm objective lenses should, in theory, gather significantly more light, leading to a much brighter image, especially in low-light conditions. When I first handled them, their most striking feature was their weight, or lack thereof. At just over a pound, they are remarkably lightweight for a full-size model, which makes them comfortable to carry around your neck for long periods without strain. The comfort level is decent, thanks in large part to this lightweight construction. The focusing wheel is large and easy to operate, though I did find it required a lot of turning to go from near to far focus. In bright, clear daylight, the clarity is acceptable. It's not going to blow you away when compared to a premium model, but it's an improvement over the compacts we've discussed, providing a larger, more stable image. For general-purpose use, like watching wildlife from a deck or taking in the scenery on a hike, they get the job done without being a burden to carry. Unfortunately, that's where most of the praise ends. Despite their larger lenses, the Adorrgon binoculars were a letdown in several key areas during my testing. The brightness was simply not impressive. I measured its light transmission against other entry-level 42mm models, and it consistently underperformed. The image has a persistent hazy quality to it, and the color fringing on the edges of objects is quite pronounced, making them look unnatural. Number 3. Adasion 12x42 HD binoculars. This is another full-size 12x42 model, but where the Adorrgon stumbled, the Adasion finds its footing and delivers a much more compelling performance. Right out of the box, the build quality feels solid and well put together. Even though the housing is made of ABS plastic, it feels sturdy and robust, giving you the sense that it can handle an accidental drop or two. They are also waterproof, which is a fantastic feature at this price point, and adds peace of mind when you're caught in a sudden downpour. The viewing experience with the Adasion binoculars is where they truly begin to shine. I was immediately impressed by the sharp, bright, and contrast-rich views. The 12x magnification provides excellent power, and the large 42mm objective lenses do a great job of gathering light, making these binoculars useful not just during the day, but also in the twilight hours. The field of view is wide and immersive, and the image remains flat and clear almost to the very edge, which is a sign of good optical design. I also appreciated the generous 19.6mm of eye relief, which made them incredibly comfortable to use, both with and without my glasses. I took these binoculars out for some stargazing on a clear night, and they performed surprisingly well. While they aren't dedicated astronomy binoculars, the views of the moon were crisp, and I could easily make out Jupiter and its moons. The image was bright and detailed for a model in this category. During daytime observations, they excelled at everything from birdwatching to landscape viewing. 2. Celestron SkyMaster 15x70 binoculars. This is a very different beast compared to everything else on our list. With massive 70mm objective lenses and a powerful 15x magnification, these are designed with one primary purpose in mind: astronomy. However, their incredible power also makes them an excellent tool for any kind of extreme long-range terrestrial observation, like watching ships at sea or observing wildlife across a vast valley. The moment you unbox the SkyMasters, their size is what commands your attention. They are large and heavy, and this is not a pair of binoculars you can casually hang around your neck for a hike. They demand a tripod, and Celestron includes a tripod adapter in the box for this very reason. But once you have them mounted and steady, the view is simply breathtaking. The sheer light-gathering ability of the 70mm lenses provides an incredibly bright and detailed image, allowing you to see things that are simply invisible with smaller binoculars, especially as darkness falls. My testing for these binoculars was focused on the night sky. Pointing them towards the Milky Way on a dark, clear night was a transformative experience. The view was filled with countless stars, and nebulae and star clusters became visible as faint, fuzzy patches. The craters and mountain ranges on the moon were rendered in stunning, sharp detail. The 15x magnification brings you incredibly close to celestial objects, offering a wide, immersive view that feels like you're floating in space. 1. Vortex Optics Diamondback HD 842 Binoculars. After weeks of testing, comparing, and scrutinizing, the clear winner and the best budget binoculars you can buy are the Vortex Optics Diamondback HD 8x42. Vortex has built a reputation for offering incredible optical quality at a reasonable price, and the Diamondback HD is the perfect embodiment of that philosophy. From the moment you pick them up, they feel like a product from a much higher price bracket. The build quality is exceptional, with a solid chassis protected by a comfortable, grippy rubber armor. They are fully waterproof and fog-proof, making them a reliable companion in any weather condition. The optical performance is where the Diamondback HD truly leaves the competition behind. The high-density HD optical system delivers stunning resolution and color fidelity. In my side-by-side comparisons, the Diamondback produced noticeably brighter, clearer, and more vibrant images, especially in the critical low-light hours of dawn and dusk. The proprietary lens coatings are incredibly effective, maximizing light transmission and minimizing glare. Whether I was watching a deer in the dim morning light or trying to pick out the subtle feather details on a distant bird, the clarity and contrast were simply in a different league from the other binoculars on this list. While some might see the 8x magnification as a step down from the 10x or 12x models, I found it to be the sweet spot for all-around use. The lower magnification provides a much wider field of view, making it significantly easier to find and track moving subjects. Final thought. That's all for today, folks.